So what happened here is let's recap. Rashad claimed that he did a show, The Young Turks. Actually, it's just quite recent, right? Just a few days ago.
Yeah, like well, maybe a week. Yeah, it was about a week
Now
ago, I
about a
think.
week, but I think it's still less than a week ago. Rashad posted or he did a show. He did a Young Turks Network show about a news story where a parent parent teacher student association, I think that's what it's called, of a school. Was an elementary school, I think. No,
Well,
a middle school. Yeah,
they call it an elementary school, but the name of the school is a middle school. It's just kind of really strange.
yeah. So anyway, it's a middle school, and there's a bunch of kids that were doing one of those chocolate bar fundraisers, selling chocolate bars, and then they keep most of the money to for school activities, field trips or whatever they do at school. And so there was a corrupt treasurer, and he had stolen about $30,000, and
Right.
9,000 of which were from that chocolate fundraiser. So the kids got their money stolen. And Rashad Richey did a show, and let's find this now.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm almost there. Let's see here.
Okay.
I will say he's active. He's got a lot of work here. Let's see here. I'm cruising
And
through
of
this.
course, oh yeah, that's I also have that in the blog. I think that was included in the blog.
Yeah.
On businessnewstrend.com, also another one nuked from orbit. Um,
Okay, wait a second here. Okay.
oh, we don't have the YouTube link because it's part of the Business News Trend website, which we don't have anymore. uh, oh,
Hang
well,
on.
let's look for
I'll find it here. Let's see. Oh, here it is.
Rashad,
Yeah.
yeah, Rashad Richey 30,000. I think
Sofa
is
or
that.
sectional at Living Spaces, where our special order collections are available at unbelievable.
A school organization trustee stole $29,000 from the candy fundraiser. Put up the picture full mass. Hell of a story. Very sad indeed. A chocolate fundraiser ended more bitterly than sweet. Baltimore County courtroom where an Essex man pleaded guilty to pocketing thousands of dollars of candy sale proceeds meant to benefit a public middle school. Unfortunately, I could not confirm a picture. We are still working on a confirmed picture of the individual. His name is James Michael Harris, 46 years of age, was treasurer for the Parent Teacher Student Association, affiliated with the Stemmers run middle school in the county. He
So I think
drained
we
the
can.
nonprofit.
Yeah.
I
So
think
we
we
get the
can
picture there.
skip through most of it. I think three quarters in, is where he makes this promise. About three quarters of the way in. Um,
Oh, I think it's right
yeah,
about
that's
here.
where he goes and says,
Students, low income households. You know what that means? That 29,000 was worked for. That's what that means. That 29,000 they had in the bank, they worked hard for that. So here's what I'm going to do to the school system. I hope you all step up to the plate and provide the assistance required. To the chocolate company, shame on you for not already stepping up to the plate and doing what you should have done.
That is ridiculous.
they so
They
they
owed
the chocolate company forgave 50% of the debt that the kids hadn't paid
right.
because it was such a compelling case. So they said, well, we'll forego all of our profits, and if you pay 50%, we're good. And this guy says that's not good enough.
Well, and even worse than that's not good enough. Shame on you. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they didn't lose the money.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, okay, we gave out a whole bunch of chocolate bars that are worth, I think it was like $7,000, and you lost the money and you want us to forgive. Well, we'll forgive half of it. That's pretty good.
That's
I
not
mean,
pretty
how
good.
many
That's
companies would do that?
amazing. If you only had to pay. But anyway, he was that's
But
the
it will not
CEO.
be shame on me. I will pay the balance personally. And I will help the PTSA restore whatever debt they owe so that they can be in good standing with the national affiliate, so that those students can have an advocate, those students can have after school activities, and those students can have a continued advocate through the parent association as the school system.
Okay,
So
update.
perfect, right? Perfect. That is how
Wow, what a
generous. That's
guy.
amazing. This is the right kind of thing to advocate for.
Yeah. What's the true story?
So the true story is, so he said he will pay for this personally, right? Not out of
Right.
rollingout.com funds or nothing. No, personally, he'll pay for that. Well, we contacted, we contacted the victim, the PTSA, president of the PTSA Association.
Yeah, and don't give out her
So,
name.
so
Yeah.
no, but anyway, so Rashad says here, in the whole story, the part where we skipped, it becomes clear that the producers contacted the whole number of people that involved in the story, wanted to get, statements from them, were in contact with the chocolate company, whatnot. Well, we contacted the victim organization, right? The PTSA president, and said, "Hey, this Rashad Richey is going to pay for all of your debts. The school it's going to be taken care of." Well, she had no idea.
I know.
She'd never been contacted by Rashad. He never offered anything at
Uh,
all. They never contacted her. Neither Rashad's producers nor Rashad Richey himself. He just didn't. It's just a blatant lie, right? He said
yeah.
Rashad Richey said to himself, "Well, look at these victims. Let's re-victimize them with this blatant lie." Right?
Mhm.
So he's taking people that are in a weak position, making an empty promise. They get their hopes up. And of course, he doesn't pay anything. He never intended to pay anything. That's why they didn't contact the victim.
Yeah, I mean, and he might say, "Well, we didn't have the time." We were able to do it. Well, actually, right? You contacted her.
Yeah,
How hard was it?
my research guy contact the whatever lady
Oh,
this
was
was,
it? Okay,
right?
I don't remember,
Yeah,
but
and she replied. I got the email somewhere.
mhm.
Anyway, she apparently replied that yeah, oh, this is great news. I'd never heard of this.
I about fell out
Yeah,
of my chair.
yeah. So he has not offered to do anything. It's a blatant lie, and this is where this is where the Young Turks network links up with this network of fake news websites. He then posts on all of his social media a link to a fake news story saying, "Hey, Rashad Richey offers to pay, the balance of $30,000. Whatever money's missing, he's gonna take care of it." This is the news article on businessnewstrend.com. Um, no longer in existence. Rip. Um, so uh, and he posts that, and then in the article is a link to this video saying, "Hey, this is the generous guy here. He's going to take care of these poor people. An injustice has been done." And so he paints himself to be this, like, you know generous leader who steps up to the plate, makes things right, rights injustice in the world. And it's just a blatant lie. I mean, this is despicable, right? He's
Oh, yeah.
using these people who've
This is
already been victimized, and just piles it on.
and,
It's just,
it reminds me of
this is
Michael Scott in The
despicable kind
Office.
of. I mean, this is the, very low moral standard. This is the Young Turks network. This is what they stand for. I don't know. Do you want to read those
You
ethical
post it in the
standards?
link or in the chat, and I'll post them up. But
Yeah.
this is Scott's Tots, right? Remember the Office episode where Michael
Yeah.
Scott goes back to that little school that he promised everybody he would pay for their graduation, but he at least meant well,
Yeah.
right? He just never thought that he would be in a position where he couldn't do it. This guy doesn't mean well.
Yeah, he never intended to pay anything. What he intended to do is paint himself in this magnanimous light, of this grand benefactor.
Gosh.
It's just yeah, it's just despicable. And this is the guy that this is who they want to associate with. I don't know. Here's the link, tyt.com/values. I'll send you the link too.
Okay.
You don't want to type it in.
Okay, I found it. Oh yeah, this thing. Yeah, the values.
This is the Young Turks Network. This is the Cenk Uyghur's the Young Turks Network. He's the CEO. He employs Rashad Richey, or whatever contract they have. But these are the core values of the Rashad Richey, the indisputable with Rashad Richey. This is applicable to the show. To boldly pursue truth. Okay, well, he's failed on that.
Yeah. Challenge the establishment. Well, okay, whatever that means. All right. So there's fluff.
We
Um,
boldly seek truth to the best of our abilities.
mhm.
Oh, okay. You already qualified it,
And authentic commentary.
Yeah. Well, I think the least authentic person is Rashad Richey.
Yeah.
There's nothing authentic about him. Everything is a facade.
Oh my. Well, the rest of this is just pretty much boilerplate. Yeah, that's boilerplate there. But
Yeah. No. Wait. Let's go back down. They want to affect positive change in the world, right?
Mhm.
Or maybe just pretend to affect positive or create positive change in the world. Whichever, I guess, whichever works for them, right?
Yeah, it's just it's so dispiriting, you know. So, I mean, Rashad is going to get a phone call from the school, and he's going to have to pony up the money. You might have cost him a whole bundle, or at least your colleague may have cost him a whole bundle of money,
He's not
because
gonna he's not gonna pay. He's not so the one thing he will not do is, make it right when he's called out on a lie. That's not Rashad Richey. Or should we call him Facade Richey?
well, I mean, do you not think that he can be shamed into at least paying it?
No, there's no way. I mean, that was never his intention. He didn't, he's
Mhm.
gonna he's gonna do what he does best, is weasel out of things.
Yeah.
Somebody has a comment here.
Yeah, finger puppets are more authentic. Yeah, that's true. Um, more degrees. Yeah, real legitimate ones. Yeah. Oh boy. I mean, it's this is the reason why I say that I just detest the man. I can't stand him. I mean, I
Yeah.
try to be objective, but I can't because he's just such a weasel. I mean, who can legitimately research this dude and come away with a good feeling about him? I don't know. I mean, nah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Anyway, that's, do you have anything else? That's my
I
sort of
don't think
thing
so. I
for
think
today.
I've kind of burned out for the night and
Okay.
a little bit late. But
Yeah.
yeah, you've done a lot of great work here, and now we know a lot more about how Rashad's getting his word out. Do have another comment here. Um, is shaming weasels to stay out of the hen house.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you
But
may be right, but I don't know. I just kind of think that he
yeah.
might just say, "Oh crap, I'm just going to have to give her the money."
It's a few $1,000s. Yeah.
There's the other angle though. He said he agreed to pay the balance. So he may be just waiting to see if that other dude, the guy who got caught, is going to pay the money back, so he doesn't
Well,
have to.
the guy is already that's the other part of the story. The guy has been sentenced, and the sentence has been suspended for 6 months, so he has an opportunity to earn money and pay back whatever he can.
Mhm.
He's already paid back $8,000, and he's gonna keep paying back whatever he can. And I
I'm wondering if
guess,
Rashad's gonna use that as an out, right? I'm
well,
waiting.
so the thing is, he's already lied. He's never contacted anyone. He
Yeah,
had
that's
no
true.
intentions. This is just yeah, it's just despicable. He could have interviewed this lady
Mhm.
for the story. I'm sure she would have been happy.
Well, and the other thing is that if you're going to do something charitable like this, you contact the recipient before you announce it.
Yeah, shouldn't be a surprise to them. But yeah. So
No, I mean,
anyway,
because well, I mean, suppose something comes up and they don't need the money, or somebody comes in and kicks in. Now, what are you going to do? You've already made this huge announcement, but you don't have to pony it up. It's very awkward. You always contact the person first and say, "Hey, you know what? I'd like to give you this money," and the other person could say, "Yes, that would be great." Then you go on your show and announce how great you are.
that's right.
Um,
Like, yeah, I have donated. I have finished the donation. I've paid this money. Instead of I'm offering to
mhm.
who, right? Clearly not to the victim.
But I have another suggestion, and that is go ahead and donate the money and keep your mouth shut about it. You don't have to announce it to the world about a donation. You can do that without doing it. It's called being, genuine. But he can't.
He
I
can It's
mean,
impossible.
everything is a marketing number.
If he does anything even remotely good, we'll hear about it on his social media channels. I mean,
Yeah.
he has the Rashad Richey Foundation, which I believe is just a tax shelter or some type of shell organization to funnel money to himself, because you don't really see the Rashad Richey Foundation doing anything, and we know he would post it all over the place if they actually did anything.
Yeah, and
It's
I looked pretty hard. I looked really hard for anything in the news involving the foundation, and I couldn't find anything.
There's nothing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
the other
looked for all
thing,
of his other
yeah.
foundations too.
Which foundation?
Well, he's got some other ones, like there's that, something USA. Oh my gosh, what was the name of that?
Oh,
But
that was some other lady. Yeah,
well, no, no, no. There's one that's called USA, and there's one that's called World, and she owns the World one, and her ego is as big as Rashad's.
yeah.
But that's maybe for another day.
More for another day. That's right. Okay, we're
Yeah.
through with this. Um, we've made this known, and I guess good night, Rashad Richey team.
Yeah, yeah, if you
Yeah,
guys are watching,
yeah,
we're not going away. In fact, if anything, I'm more invigorated than I was, I don't know, 6 months ago.
yeah. Yeah,
So
I'm
awesome.
surprised. Well, I'll be curious to see what happens on the Young Turks network.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for so much for joining on, and appreciate your hard work on this.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, take it easy, everybody.